Today we're going to be talking about how to pick the correct form out of Research Manikins. I'm here with Brent, a.k.a. Calusa Slim from Fur, Fin, and Feather again. He is a big fan of Fraser Manikins, as well as everybody knows I am. But when you hear me talk about research all the time, I'll say I get it from research, or I got this form from research. It's specifically the ones I'm looking for are either sculpted by Mike Fraser or Joe Kish, or in the life size Jonas series or the Denver Museum series, which were all sculpted either by Louis Paul or Henry Winchers at the Denver Museum back when Paul was learning how to, or we call him Paul, Mike was learning how to sculpt. But what we noticed here, or I noticed, used to be back in the day, if you saw something that said G whatever, that would automatically be a Fraser. But now it's not always the case, because like it says here, G47 whatever is Ron Schaefer, and we'll go over to see then this one G1580 is a Merlin Anderson, and where's one of Paws? Well, we got to even look for it, huh? Okay. Dash 66, that's not one. You know, he has sculpted almost 9,000, or is it 9,000 plus? I'm not sure. From research, over 8,000 mannequins are his in this place. He's a primary sculptor, and C-66, that's Anderson. New G2890. Travis Fraser, though, at least that's his son. G1891, Mike Fraser. So you got to make sure, basically what I'm telling you is, look for the sculptor, make sure it's Fraser, Travis Fraser, Joe Kish. And then we saw an interesting post on Facebook the other day about some guy making a comment saying if Dennis Middleton and Dave Rogers could start out of their garage, then anybody can do it. Well, the truth is, and this is an absolute fact, it was Mike Fraser that started out of his garage. He's their primary sculptor. Dave and Dennis would still be bending nails as contractors if it wasn't for Mike, because he came to him and having them run the company, and he is the main sculptor. That's what he wanted to do, is sculpt, you know, and they run the company. So I got to give credit where credit's due, because Mike's the one started it out of his garage. He's the primary sculptor. He was supposed to be the only sculptor, but they snuck a couple in, and now they've snuck a whole bunch in. And so if you order out a research and you're having a bad time and you say, it doesn't fit or this or that problem, it might be that you just didn't pick out the right mannequin sculpted by Fraser, off of armature, off the skeleton, every single one sculpted off a skeleton. Every single one off a measuring chart, like we measure 100%.
We already proved the accuracy.
We proved the accuracy today. Brent's been there. Remember when I sculpted, he let me sculpt the 170 hog?
Yeah.
Remember, how did that start? I had a customer's hog,
yeah,
the big one. I took it up there, skull of vertebrae. I cooked it off. He made me clean it, cook it. I set it up. He opened the mouth to, remember?
Yeah, that was after all the measurements.
After all the measurements, he opened the mouth to taste from a highly competitive sculptor, boar tech, guy specializes in hogs, wins a lot of ribbons. Asked him how much to open the mouth, and so got that permission, and opened it specifically a certain amount, and blah, 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 right?
That's right.
And sculpted it, and you were there, you saw us do it. I got to put all the clay on it. Then he came back from his nap, hit me in the head, and fixed it. Remember that?
It was all uphill from there.
Yes, it was. Javelina. Yeah, you did the
life-size antelope.
Yeah, you did the life-size antelope. You did the life-size laying down javelina, or did you do the head on it?
No, we carcass cast the body. I did the head.
That's right. You did the head, and then I did the little shoulder mount, closed mouth javelina. What do they call a boar that's not a boar? Sow. Anyhow, the point is, when you're looking, a lot of people don't read, but it does have an index in here of who the sculptors are, what their names are. So just make sure, that you're picking out a Fraser or a Denver Museum on a life size, or something that is not going to be a jackpot.
And the correct ear liner.
And the correct ear liners from where?
I get them from
Heather at Superior Liners.
I just call her Heather.
Heather, 514-403-1086.
There you go.
All right. Well, thanks again for tuning in on Testa's Tuesday Tips. We'll see you next Tuesday.